Jordan, first of all, a very warm welcome to the New Saints. We'll go back in time, shall we, like we always do in these type of interviews. You're from the northeast of England, Newcastle in particular. You supported Newcastle United as a child as well.
Yeah, just growing up a Newcastle fan, obviously since the age of 4 or 5, just being a Newcastle fan, going to the games at St James's and stuff like that. So yeah, still a Newcastle fan today.
And your first taste of professional football with an academy was actually a little bit further south with Sunderland.
Yeah, I was obviously doing a bit of training at Sunderland, and I was at Newcastle as well, so training with them. And I think Newcastle heard that Sunderland were going to offer a contract, so they jumped in as well and signed for Newcastle, luckily, which was obviously a dream to do.
And you were 10 years of age at the time. And I was going to ask you, what was it like to be involved with a club that you'd supported from the boyhood years?
Oh, it was unbelievable, yeah, 10 years old. That's the dream for every kid that age, to be playing for the team they love. So yeah, training like 3-4 times a week, even at that age, it's like really intense and stuff. But obviously, it's like probably made me the player I am today and based like set me up for my full professional career.
Any particular highlights from your time with Newcastle?
We had a few trips away that we done okay. We beat AC Milan. I remember a time we had Derby, we beat Sunderland 8-2 when I was young as well. So that sticks in the memory.
And then from Newcastle, you moved across country to Carlisle United. You'd left school by now, so you were part of the setup there.
Yeah, I've got a 2-year scholarship at Carlisle, which I went across with actually a few of the lads from Newcastle as well. So that was good to help me settle in and stuff, and had a good 2 years there. It set you up for professional football also. It's hard work when you're a scholar. You have to do stuff like clean the boots and clean the change rooms and that. So it's more like a 9 to 5 when you're that age. But yeah, like loved every minute when you look back at it.
And your next move was north of the border to Queen of the South. How did that connection come around?
I think one of the players at Carlisle knew the manager at Queen of the South, and when I got released, he just put us in touch with him. So I ended up going there 18, not expecting to play, but I went in and done well, and I think I played like 40 games in my first season, and I stayed there for 4 years. Played over 150 games there as well, so obviously really grateful to Queen of the South just introducing me to professional football, really.
And in all those games you played, one of them was here at Park Hall, 2017.
Yeah, I think I was quite young. I think it was about 19, 20. I remember coming down. I remember the bus journey was long. And I think we got beat on penalties that day in the Scottish Challenge Cup. So I didn't think I'd come back, and then ended up coming back here after Dundee, and then now I've signed here as well. So it's a funny game.
And then how did the switch from Queen of the South to Dundee happen?
I had done quite well for the 4 years. My contract was up, so I just thought it was time for me to just seek another challenge. Dundee come up. It's obviously a big club in Scotland, so it was the next step for my career, just natural progression really. So that's how it came about.
And you were back down here again with Dundee. You got an assist in that game. Dundee won 3-1 on the day. 3-0, sorry, on the day.
Yeah, it was. We spoke about that before I signed the Sarge and the gaffer. That probably wasn't a 3-0 game. To be fair, the scoreline kind of really didn't reflect on it. But yeah, I didn't think I'd be back. But come down here, drawn in the cup against TNS again, and come down here and we got a good result after probably getting a bit of a battering first half, to be honest.
And I guess it shows you, doesn't it, that in football and life in general, you never know where the journey takes you.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, like I said, like once I drew that cup, I didn't think I'd be coming back. But obviously, once I spoke to Sarge and the gaffer, they made me like really interested in coming down. And once I heard of the interest, it happened quite quick, to be honest.
And obviously you'd been here a couple of times previously, as we've said, but then you're coming down with a view to signing. What were your first impressions as you had a look around, spoke with Craig Harrison and Chris Sargent?
I was impressed with what they both had to say about the club. Just speaking about the style of football and stuff, and obviously they showed me this new stand, which I didn't know had been built, which is impressive, and there's a brand new gym in there, which is really good as well. So before I come down, I knew the facilities were good. Obviously, training here every day and stuff. The aspect's good here as well. So, yeah, I was impressed. First impressions.
And due to deadlines, etc., you're not able to play until the new year. Is there a little bit of frustration, perhaps, there that you want to get going as quick as you can?
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, it was a bit of a kick in the gut when they told us that, but the way I was training by myself and stuff. Like I like to keep fit, but you can't really match training with a team and stuff, so it's much better than me old situation. So The lads have welcomed us in really, really well, and the stand has been really good in training as well. So I'm going to be fit by the time it comes out in January when I'm going to start playing the games.
Well, I was going to ask you about the training actually, and in particular, how does it compare to what you've been used to in Scotland?
It's probably similar, to be fair. Dundee, obviously Dundee's a good level. It's a big club in Scotland, they're in the top flight now. So I'm used to a good level of training. So when I come in, I didn't really know what to expect, but I've been really impressed with it. Yeah, like the lads are sharp and fit, and like I said, I like the style of play, how they pass the ball and they keep the ball well. So it kind of suits me as well.
And you are a left back, and although the fans have to wait 3 months to see what you're capable of, what sort of player are you?
I like to get up and down. I like to get forward and get crosses in, but I like to defend as well. I like obviously defend 1v1, like obviously which matches the team with like playing out from the back and stuff like that. I like to get on the ball and pass it around. So I think like hopefully I can bring something extra to the team as well when I start playing the games.
And Jordan, away from the game itself, we all know how pressured that can be and intense at times. What do you like to do in your personal life?
Uh, Not much, to be fair. Quite boring guy. I've got my family. I've got my fiance, and I've got a 3-year-old daughter, and I've got a Labrador as well. So every time I just like to chill out with them and spend time with them, take the dog out and stuff like that, and spend time with my daughter. Just started playing golf about a year ago, but I'm not very good at it. I like going, but once I get there, I get a bit angry, and I know that I'm not the best at it.
Well, footballers are well known for being keen on golf, aren't they? But you've come into it fairly late in your footballing career.
Yeah, it is. Obviously, all of the lads have, well, throughout my career, I've played it, and I've never really got round to it. All the lads used to say I was too angry to play, so finally, eventually played, and I like it. To be fair, once you get the bug of it. But obviously, like I said, I'm not very good at it, so it's a bit frustrating. But I still enjoy getting out for a round.
You've been at a number of clubs, and you know that when you sign for a new team, there's always an initiation ceremony. And here at Park Hall, one of the standard type of things is that we get the new player to sing a song. I'm not going to do that now, of course. There will be a time when you're there with the players, perhaps after dinner, one of our away trips, and Chris Sargent will be saying, "Come on, Jordan, on your chair." And what are we likely to hear from you?
Probably Queen, Don't Stop Me Now. I sang it as a kid at Carlisle, and it's just stuck ever since. I've obviously only been at 3 clubs, so I've sung it like 3 or 4 times. So just easy, safety, know the lyrics and that by now, and I'll always sing that song for the rest of my career wherever I've signed.
Well, that's always a question that we ask new signings. And I must confess, that's probably one of the first times that I know both the artist and the song.
Yeah. To be fair, it's obviously a bit old and probably a bit boring, to be fair. Some lads like these days like the rap and stuff like that, but I don't think I've got that in me.
Well, Jordan, again, a very warm welcome to the New Saints, and we trust that you have a very successful and happy time with us.
Thanks very much. Cheers.